And we are live. Hello everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another episode of High on PotCoin TV, episode number 7. We're getting through them now, and hopefully they're becoming a bit more regular now too, which is cool. There's a lot more people to talk to, a lot more people getting involved in PotCoin. My name is Bobby Goodin. You probably know me as Ironhammer5 online, and joining me today in the video, as you can see beside me, is Alec Rochford, and I've spelled your Twitter name as Alex, and I do apologise on the screen now, I can't change that right now. So don't follow Rochford Alex on the screen. Follow Alec Rochford Alec on the stream. And somebody's got a stream We've got some double sound going on here, and I can't figure out where it's come from. There we go. It's gone. Like, the stream luckily couldn't hear it because I hadn't quite unmuted you yet because I was just about to start talking to you. So everyone's just looking at me confused, like, why is he like stumbling over his words? Because I could hear myself comment at a delay and it was all confusing. So yeah, don't follow Rochford Alex on Twitter. Follow Rochford Alec on Twitter. But I'm sure there's a mistake somebody makes all the time with you, man. So you've probably seen it before. I do apologise. I know you're Alec. But yeah, how's it going, man? How you doing?
It's going good, man. How's everything with you?
Yeah, it's cool. It's been a good week. Fun week.
Good. Awesome.
That's awesome. So Alec Rochford is the Chief of Marketing?
Chief Marketing Officer.
Chief Marketing Officer is the correct. I should have had that written down in front of me because I knew I was going to forget it. Chief Marketing Officer for PotCoin Systems, and he's recently got promoted to that position after being with the team for quite a while now. I believe you're related to Russell?
He is my cousin's husband, and so I call him my cousin, but, you know, I feel like we're family. So
it's close enough, man. It's close enough. So yeah, I guess that's kind of how you got involved with Russell being involved and stuff. But before we get into talking to Alec more about that, as ever, we will go over some of the new developments in PotCoin since I last did a stream, which I have a list of a few things here that we wanted to just quickly talk about. And the first one is that there is a new faucet, which I think is awesome. It is at drippingpotcoins.com, and it was made earlier in this week by Spencer, who is also known as PotCoiner420 on Reddit. You've probably seen him around. And faucets are really important, I think. You might have heard me talking about it before, but it's a great way for somebody who's never used PotCoin before to get a little amount of PotCoin, just so they can see how it works, because I think that's the easiest way to show people how it works, is to just let them use it, and they're like, it makes sense, I can receive these coins, they appear and I can send them on, and they can kind of play with it. So that was really awesome. I also made a page about it on the website for PotCoin, which is potcoin.com/faucet, and over there it's just a little description, a link to the faucet, and thanks to Spencer for making it. And there's also a few instructions, so you can point people that way if they've never used PotCoin before. There's a simple like 3-step thing. I know it's pretty straightforward to us guys, but pasting a wallet address and pressing a button. But for newcomers, it's nice to have a little kind of few steps for people to go through. So that's pretty cool, right, Alec, man?
Yeah, I was excited to get that on the website. I did not know that we had, I knew that we had a faucet a few months back. I did not know that we had one right now. And so when someone presented that to us, I was really excited to get that on there. It's a cool thing to have.
It certainly is, man. And then another new cool website was also made this week, and it's potcoinvalue.com, and that website is a kind of conversion site which is very similar to potcoin2usd.com, which Phil made, who we had on the last episode of High on PotCoin. So now there's 2 on there. This one has an extra field for Bitcoin, so you can see all 3 side by side, Bitcoin, US dollars and PotCoin. So it's great to have another option to do that. And the community member who created that one is a name that I should also have written down probably before we started. And now I can't find it on Reddit. There we go. PotCoin Value is the username, so we don't have another username for that one. But he did give his name in the thing, I think. His name is Joe Mahoney. So he's a web developer and investor who sees the upside value of PotCoin. He writes on Reddit. He's recently come to this community, and he made potcoinvalue.com. So thanks, Joe, for making that. That's awesome as well. Another little tool for people to use out there and make life a little bit easier. And finally, on my list of stuff is CoinKing.io and also bmining.net are talking about PotCoin as a multipool. And also there's someone in the community, I believe, working on one too. I don't think they've announced that just yet, so I'm sorry if I dropped that. I did that with Phil as well. And, posted it on Reddit because it came in a Google alert.
I feel like everything's out in the open now.
So yeah, there you go, guys. I won't reveal any more on that. But CoinKing has tweeted that they might have some PotCoin news later tonight, so keep an eye out for that on their Twitter for that. They've been talking the last couple of days about PotCoin. They said if there was enough interest, they would add PotCoin as a payout method to their multipool. And it looks like enough people have been shouting at them to say they want PotCoin for them to add it if they're going to have PotCoin news later tonight. Unless the news is they're not going to add PotCoin, but I doubt they'd be tweeting about that if they were going to have that kind of news. So that, and also bmining.net is a brand new multipool that's just launched. CoinKing is a bit more established, so you've probably heard of that one before. But bmining.net have also added PotCoin on a multipool, but it's in beta at the moment, so you might not want to point a rig at it and just leave it mining for a long time without keeping an eye on it at first. I don't know, it's probably fine, but I would be on the safe side seeing as it's in a beta. You don't want to go leaving a mining rig mining for a week and it goes down or something. So, but yeah, that's there as well to be looked at. So another great thing that people are coming out with, right? I know a lot of people in the community have been talking about multipools and how they would like to be able to mine on a multipool. So hopefully by the end of tonight, you could probably do that pretty safely with CoinKings. I know they're pretty established, and I've used them before for other coins and never had a problem. They had a period of downtime the last day, which is kind of an unfortunate coincidence. Just as we were talking about them, their website went down, but they're back up and running now, and it seems like everything's good to go. And I think that's about all on news. Was there anything else in the news kind of things that you wanted to mention at all, Alec?
Well, one thing I did want to mention is that we are very close to having the new PotCoin wallet that we are going to release. I do believe that it will be released in the coming week. I'm very excited about that because it's going to be a lot more user-friendly, which is what we've been focusing on in the last couple months, is creating products for the average user outside of crypto. So this new wallet that we're going to be releasing is a lot prettier looking, and it looks a lot more modern. It's easier to use, and it's slick, and it's got some really cool new features. So I'm really excited to get that out there to the community.
That's really cool to hear, man. I wrote an article on CoinJoint about wallets and how people should do more things with wallets, because it's kind of the first thing people see when they get into a cryptocurrency. And a lot of the wallets will look the same at the moment, and it's a bit strange that more focus has to be put on that by all coins, you know. So it's cool to hear that we've got something cool coming out like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, look out for that one, people. That's awesome. And one other thing that I thought I would drop while we were here is that you might have seen me posting about doing a giveaway with PotCoin where we give away some PotCoin shirts or something like that. And it's going to be coming for sure, I can tell you that. Probably within the next couple of days you'll see it up, and there'll be ways to enter for a draw where you can win PotCoin t-shirts, pot cards, and also a banner that Russell is donating to the prizes from the High Times Cannabis Cup that PotCoin were at recently. So that's pretty cool too. So keep an eye out for that, guys. A way to get your hands on some PotCoin stuff. If you haven't got a PotCoin t-shirt yet, then here's a chance to win one. Get one for free. Can't complain about that.
Absolutely. Hey, it's a good looking shirt.
It is an awesome shirt, and I need one too, man, because I'm wearing a Black Label Society shirt here. It's not kind of fitting, really.
We got to get you a few of them. These are comfortable, though. I mean, I wanted these made so these are, nice and comfortable. You don't want to take it off. I think I wear one every day. So.
Yeah, I seem to notice that everywhere that Russell goes on his pictures that he posts online and stuff, he's always got the PotCoin shirt on. So, yeah, you have to get me one over so I can wear it all the time too.
Yeah, done.
Awesome. So yeah, that was about it on the list of news kind of stuff. So we can get into talking to Alec a bit more about everything, I guess, man. Like, it's my first chance to speak with you one-on-one, and we're here for everyone to watch. So I thought we would start by just asking the same question I ask everybody. I'm not sure how much other people find this question interesting, but it interests me. And that's kind of, how did you get involved in cryptocurrency and end up involved in PotCoin?
Sure. Yeah, Bitcoin was something I'd been watching for the past probably 12 months, and I never took the dive into Bitcoin. I was more on the conservative side, and Russell and myself were trying to get involved in startups. At the time I was in real estate. I was selling apartment buildings, and Russ had a job as a security engineer at a pretty big company, and we were trying to do something on the side, trying to create a startup and get out of there. We really wanted to do our own thing and create something really cool. And we had a few ideas. We had a couple things kind of brewing. We were raising money for a few things, and then out of nowhere, we met the PotCoin guys through a connection in Colorado, where Russ is from. I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona. And, we just fell in love with those guys, and we fell in love with PotCoin and the idea. And I really saw the dream there with cryptocurrency and with making the dispensary owner's life easier in creating a loyalty program using cryptocurrency, which we believe is the future. And I still really see the vision. I think it's the future of everything. And that's how I got involved. I just fell in love with it right out of the gate.
So then you obviously became pretty directly involved. What kind of, I guess it's kind of a case as it is with PotCoin, with everybody really. Everyone does anything that needs to be done really that they can do. So I guess that's been your role up until now, but what's your focus more on now?
Sure. When I got involved in the beginning, my entire job was director of sales, and all I was doing was trying to grow the ambassador program and basically knocking on dispensaries' doors, calling dispensary owners and managers, and signing up online merchants. And we had a pretty good push with that, where we signed up a really good chunk of merchants. And I think right now we're up to about 38 or so on the website. And that was my focus for the longest time. And lately, in the last month, as I've transitioned to this new role, it's been more operations. We're out trying to build a lot of products that are user friendly. And really our end goal with this is, as we say, I want my mom to be able to walk into a dispensary, buy PotCoin on her iPhone, and just turn around right there and get at least a 10% discount. We want it to be the Starbucks loyalty program for cannabis. And I feel like we're getting closer to that every day. And to me, PotCoin succeeds. PotCoin gets to that. Everyone always says, in my mind, how do you get PotCoin to $1? How do you get it there? You got to get it in the hands of the average person. You have to make it that easy for them to get it. And there are a lot of coins trying to figure that out, and they're coming out with good solutions. But I feel like we're going to be one of the first ones to really figure that solution out. That's what our main drive is.
Yeah, man, there's certainly a cool bunch of guys getting stuff done in the background all the time, as I've seen in the last week or so since I've been involved directly. And it's awesome to see. The loyalty thing, like you say, is something that has been kind of thrown around in cryptocurrencies so much, but we haven't really seen anybody really go at it just yet,
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's talking about how eventually we'll see companies that have their own cryptocurrency and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it hasn't been done yet, and it's obviously a really cool idea that everybody kind of believes is going to work in the long run.
Yeah, and I don't, it's not that hard to sell either. I've talked to these dispensary owners, and I've talked to these business owners in the cannabis industry, and it's really not hard to sell them on giving it a minimum of a 10% discount for consumer loyalty. Because when you sell them, you're saying, hey, I'm going to drive tons of foot traffic your way through our mobile applications and our websites. We're going to advertise for you, and also you're going to have this coin that's going to go way up in value. Why wouldn't you accept it? And some of them are a little hesitant. They say, well, cryptocurrency, scary, Mt. Gox. But if you sit there and you really explain it with them, and you hold their hand, like we did with River Rock and this new dispensary that we're bringing online, then you can see that we're getting closer with this. And I think that in a few months we're going to have a lot more dispensaries. I think we'll have a lot more online merchants. One of our biggest things right now is we really want to target online merchants and sign up hundreds, if not thousands, of online merchants so that people can spend PotCoin. And there's a very big ecosystem for PotCoin. I think that that's our main concern, and that's why I recently brought in these two guys, Rob Gonzalez and Nick Fuchs, who have a lot of experience in sales management and sales history. And these guys, I'm excited to bring them in. They really know their stuff. And in my head, if I look at what's the most important thing for this company, it's all about the community. PotCoin, it's all about the community. If I'm successful, the guy to my left and my right are going to be successful because everyone is a coin holder in this community. And if we can really beef up our ambassador program and beef up our sales drive, which we really want to focus on, I think that that's going to get us to where we want to get to.
And I saw the ambassador email the other day. Obviously, I won't go into it on the air, but there's obviously quite a few people involved in the ambassador program now, man. And you were saying before, like, you're going to be focusing on kind of getting that organised and going along with these two new guys who are coming in, and trying to really push that, because there's quite a force to have behind this once it's all kind of chugging along, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the ambassador program is one of the biggest pieces to this success of PotCoin, because you have these guys who are coin holders. It doesn't matter how much coin they have. I know that on the website we say, hey, we'd like you to have 100,000 coin just to show that you're invested, or just, to say you're invested. But in reality, you don't have to have any coin. We'll help get you there. If you're going to go out there and work and sign up dispensaries and really promote PotCoin because you believe in it, we'll get you to that 100,000 PotCoin, holding limit. I feel pretty confident with that. And the guys who we have in the ambassador program right now, they're out there like really hustling and working hard. And I've sent some of these guys multiple packages of pot cards that they're handing out, and brochures and different things, business cards, and we're setting everyone up with email, and we're trying to make it very legit. We'd like to get them all on the site pretty soon, and really create this, if you have the ambassador in your local market who can really hold the dispensary's hand through integration and just normal people who want to learn more about PotCoin, I think that's how we win in this business. We have to have someone that can show them there in person, because the average consumer gets pretty scared when they hear the word cryptocurrency, which you've started to see it go more toward digital currencies, and that's the term that they're calling it now.
Yeah, or virtual currency. I keep seeing a lot as well. Yeah,
seems a little less scary. But,
I guess, yeah, it's not quite so.
You just got to go in that direction of, hey, this is why we want to come up with this really nice, easy wallet that you can go on and you can say, oh, this is my price in US dollars, this is my price in Bitcoin, this is my price in PotCoin. It's really easy to send to people via email, whatever other features that we're going to be releasing on this thing in the next week. And you're going to see it's definitely a step in the right direction, and there's a lot of products being built behind the scenes that are going towards that direction. It's all about consumer adoption in our eyes.
Yeah, man, like you say about having someone to hold people's hand when they get into this stuff, because, like you say, it is kind of scary to people. They've heard all kinds of weird stuff about Bitcoin and things in the news, and a lot of people still haven't even heard of Bitcoin, there's plenty of people out there, you mentioned Bitcoin, and they're like, what the hell is that, And it's so easy as people, like, we're always speaking to each other, and we're all involved in cryptocurrency in some way, or we're all aware of it and we're all invested in it in some way, most people that we're speaking to today in this community. And it's very easy to forget just how small it is in the grand scale of things compared to the people that have never heard of it before, So I think that's definitely important for everybody to always bear in mind. Yeah,
and that's pretty common. I feel like with a lot of people, you go to and you say, well, do you know what Bitcoin is? And they say no, and some of them say yes. And there's kind of two pitches there. There's, whoa, it's Bitcoin for weed, basically, when you break it down. Or you can say, well, it's digital, currency for the cannabis industry. And you the way I explain it to my sister is I say it's basically internet money, and you get a discount when you go to dispensaries and online merchants that accept it. She goes, oh, I get it. That makes sense. So you just have to break it down in an easy way. And one thing that we're working on right now is creating a cartoon where kind of like the What is Bitcoin cartoon, and explaining, what is PotCoin? This is PotCoin. This is how you mine it. This is how you buy it. This is how you spend it. It's this easy little process. So I feel like the easier we make it and the more attractive looking we make it, we're just getting closer and closer. And I feel like this is going to be a good year for us, getting the products out that we need, and that next year is really going to be our year with really just having a giant sales drive and pushing it and getting it out there. I mean, when we think of this company, we're a funded company, and we're here for the long haul, and we're not trying to create a coin that's going to go up in value and then you cash out and leave. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a company that's going to be here for years, and it's backed by all these great people in the community who own it and hold it and trade it, or whatever it is that they do with it. So I think that's what we have to set up.
I agree, man. It's awesome to hear. So is there anything else kind of coming in the future, or what's the focus in the near future right now?
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned, we're really focusing on the ease of use with our products. Russ is heading that, and he's on the head of the technical side of everything through PotCoin, and he has a vision on how he wants everything to be, and how he wants people to get PotCoin or buy PotCoins. And I think that we're just getting really close to that. Again, it's one of these things, it's a slow process, and everyone says, well, why don't you have this yet? And, how come you haven't signed up this person or this merchant yet? And so you gotta be patient, guys. We're in this baby industry, and we're also in this, baby cannabis industry. When you bring cannabis into it, and so, it's a huge target. It's very hard. We have to make sure that we're doing everything right, and we're staying out of trouble, and that our products are easy to use. And again, it's just all about that consumer adoption. We have to nail that. If we don't get that, that's why you see Bitcoin slowly getting integrated into the U.S. I'm assuming, I believe, in the next couple of years, Bitcoin is going to be everywhere in the U.S. because it's going to become easier and easier for people in America to buy it and trade it and send it to friends. It'll be like PayPal, kind of, is the way I see Bitcoin in the future. And we have to get on that train. We have to make sure that it's this digital currency. It's easy to buy. It's easy to send, and it's attractive looking, and it's so easy that my mom can do it.
Yeah, and I think Bitcoin is coming to that point where kind of companies can integrate Bitcoin payments without even needing to know that they're using Bitcoin, if you know what I mean. There's with things like BitPay and stuff, and everybody can accept it, and they get a daily payment into their bank account in whichever currency they choose, And obviously that's not perfect. We want it so that they don't have to do that. Obviously, eventually they don't want to have to cash out every single time, but it is driving that consumer adoption.
Yeah, and on that note, also with the in regards to merchants and cash out, that's been our biggest focus right now, is creating that merchant wallet that has all the abilities for you to have an audit trail and to be completely legal and to do everything that it is that you want to do. And for example, you want to take your audit trail and throw it into QuickBooks, or you want to hand it to your accountant and say go, because all these guys, they're all businessmen. They want to have this money cashed out into US dollars, not all of it, which is great. A lot of them are saying, hey, let's keep 20 or 30% in PotCoin, because the value is going to go up, which is great. That's what we want. But at the same time, we have to recognize they need the audit trail. They need everything to make it a legitimate, business with them, which is why we've been spending all this time on the merchant wallet, and we've been in a little bit of a limbo, but we're really close to actually releasing this new merchant wallet. I think that we're probably a month away, maybe even less, from releasing this really new merchant wallet that has the audit trail and everything needed for us to really go out and get all these dispensaries that we want to get.
Yeah, that's cool, man, because like you say, especially in the cannabis industry as well, it's so new, and there's so many things that have to be complied with when people are selling recreational cannabis or even medical cannabis. So like a lot of people are quite cautious, and they, like you say, they need everything detailed down, exactly what they've sold. And I believe in Colorado, like, it's even the plants, they have to know which plant was sold into which thing from growth to sale, right? Is that how it works there?
Everything is very, very regulated. And I know that I've talked to some of these owners before, and they're only allowed to have a certain amount of plants that they grow. There's no way any of it's getting, going through the back door. Everything's very regulated. And I think you're pretty accurate with that statement, which is why the accounting is so tight. And with all their, with all their accounting and what they're, the money that they're accepting, everything is getting looked at by the Department of Revenue out here. So, we have to be able to provide a very nice, clean audit trail for them to throw into their accounting and say, well, this is what we're doing with PotCoin. We're trying to be compliant and legal, and this is what we're trying to do. So
yeah, I agree, man, because the last thing you want is to end up giving both cryptocurrency and the newly legalized cannabis industry a bad name at the same time.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to make sure they're doing everything right for this thing to work out in the end.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone works. Everyone's been great to work with. The guys at River Rock have been great. All of our online merchants, every single person I've been talking to, there's about 5 or 6 dispensaries we're chatting with right now on how to integrate them and do it in the right way. And we're getting close to getting those guys to accepting. And everyone's super nice in the cannabis community. I haven't met one person who's a jerk. Everyone's nice. They're all startups and they're all entrepreneurs in cannabis, and so they all have no problem working with us. We just have to bring them the right products in the right accounting system, and we're getting very close. So I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't have a ton of dispensaries and online merchants. Again, I think our biggest target is going to be the online merchants, just because we're a digital currency. But
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, but especially like in Canada, where everything is getting their new medical marijuana policy is that everything's online and that you get shipped in the mail your cannabis. we'd be perfect up there. We got to figure out exactly how to get it into all those websites and do all this stuff. And there's a lot of tech stuff. It's hard to get into all these websites, but again, we have really smart people working on it, and we're getting closer and closer every day. I think that we have about, not even including the ambassadors or anything, we have about 12 or 13 people like on the team right now. There's a bunch of coders behind the scene that are anonymous, and I think that we're just getting very, very close to getting exactly what we want.
Awesome, man. So before I ask you if there was anything else you wanted to add, there was a few questions come in on Reddit, and I'll refresh the page to make sure there was no new ones since we've been talking. Doesn't look like there was. But DRC Pot, maybe it's Dr. C Pot, says online handles are a pain in the arse, ain't they? But I know you're awesome, dude. It's nothing personal. Why are dispensaries growers so hesitant to accept PotCoin? I think some of these questions we've probably covered during our conversation here, but I'll go through them anyway. Why are dispensaries growers so hesitant to accept PotCoin, do you think, Alec? Or do you think they are? Or do you think it's just they want to see other people first? Maybe it's hard to be the first?
It's not that at all. It's really not, because we already have, 2 dispensaries that are accepting it with River Rock in both locations. And they're really not too hesitant. Really, it's all about, hey, do you have this? They have to check with their lawyers. They have to go through all these different, checks, and they have to say, hey, do you guys have the audit trail and the accounting that, we need to do this? And right now we have something like that with River Rock, but we wanted to make sure that we have this perfect audit trail, this perfect product, this interface for the merchants, so they can all accept. It's very easy. They can accept it quick. They can account for it very quick. They can integrate it into whatever accounting system that they have. And so there's no problems there. So I think that once we have that accounting system for these merchants, we're going to be able to really have a nice sales drive and really start pushing stuff. But again, one of my biggest focuses right now is online merchants. And it's more difficult signing up online merchants, but I feel very confident that we're going to be able to sign up a lot of them now that we have these 2 new guys heading sales, and they're going to be in charge of the ambassador team. And again, I think we have almost 20 ambassadors now. And so we're really going to start focusing on online merchants, and we have guys in legal markets that are really pushing and hustling. And so I really feel like there's going to be a lot of good stuff that's going to be shown in the next couple months. But, we just got to keep patient. We got to keep our head down and just keep driving. So we're just getting closer and closer.
Awesome, man. He also asked a few questions here. He said, will PotCoin have its own strain of marijuana? Which I believe is obviously a reference to cannabis coin, which is making its own strain of marijuana.
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah. So we have talked with River Rock about doing something like that, and they're open to it. And I think that it's actually pretty easy to go do something like that. With us, though, we've just been so focused on the product, honestly, is why we haven't done something like that. We're a startup, we have a limited number of people, and we're sitting here and we're saying, how can we create this product to maximize consumer adoption? And that's where our focus has been. We've been grinding each probably 18 or 20-hour days trying to figure this out. And that's where all of our focus is at this point. I think that it's going to start getting easier. We're going to have these products out, and we're going to be able to start doing things like that, start doing more promotional stuff where we're traveling more, going to more events. There are a couple events that we're looking at going into here in the next couple of months. And all that stuff is great stuff that we want to do. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to do it, because we are funded. Again, it's just, we've had focus on different areas right now.
Yeah, and there's no point kind of creating your own strain if you haven't got anybody to really sell it quite yet. Do you know what I mean? Like you need, it's okay growing a plant or 2 and selling it, but you've really got to be able to put it out there if you want to make that a big promotional tool,
Yeah, I really want to focus on getting our mobile apps done. We need that iOS app that you can download in the App Store, and we're very close. We're working on it right now. We need to submit that thing. We need a prettier Android app, that's nicer and easier. And we have a couple guys working on it right now, and it's almost done. So again, these products are out there and they're getting done, and I think that once they do get done, we'll be able to focus more on things like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a step in the wrong direction when you approach too many people to be merchants when you haven't got the right tools there for people to use it. You've got to lay the foundations first.
Yeah, and again, we could have went out there and we thought about doing this, going out there, hey, let's just shuck and jive our way out there and let's really go and sign up as many merchants as we could. But we took a step back and we said, look, let's do it right. Let's build the right product. Let's make sure we're good legally. Let's do everything the way it needs to be so that when we go do it, we do it right and that we don't have to do it again.
Perfect. And he also asks, what's the short and long-term sales and marketing plans for PotCoin, which I guess is a bit of what we went over earlier, but you can probably answer that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's, it's kind of what I chatted about earlier, but our short-term plan is look, we need to organize everyone in the community. We have about 20 really amazing ambassadors. We have a ton of people who want to start developing for us. And we have these 2 new sales guys who I brought in who are very experienced and they're very good at what they do. And we need to get them up and running. I believe that they start officially Monday, Rob and Nick. Actually, they
I
do
think you're
start.
right, yeah.
And those guys are going to be really instrumental in leading our sales drive and really organizing everything so that when we start our sales drive, it's done right. As far as long-term goals, again, it kind of comes back to, let's make sure that we get the right product out there so that we establish that we're trusted and that we have the correct products and that they're easy for people to use. And, when you have an app in the iOS store and you have an app in Android that's easy and people can, hopefully the goal is purchase PotCoin directly from the app. That would be the goal, but, we're a ways from that. Bitcoin can't do that yet, as far as I know. So we got to make sure that, we're doing everything legally and I think that's the goal. I think that'll really push our sales drive. Once we get those great products that everyone wants to use, which we're very close to releasing, we're going to go sign up every single dispensary in the United States. I mean, that's what we would like to do.
Exactly, man. So you heard it here first, guys. PotCoin's getting stuff done, and they ain't fucking around. Like, stuff is happening, so just be patient. It's coming. And the last question is, what has to be done to get PotCoin to $1, which is probably a bit of a more tricky one to answer very specifically, but I'm sure you believe it can go to that value, and so do I eventually.
I believe it can go past $1, and the way that we're going to do that is we have to create an ecosystem for PotCoin. And what we've chatted about, I mean, we've talked with growers, we've talked with people that own the labs in cannabis, and these guys want to accept PotCoin. A lot of the guys we've talked to, we have no problem accepting PotCoin, whatever, let me know when you have the audit trail and everything set up so we can do it. When we create this ecosystem where everyone can pay each other in PotCoin, merchants can pay growers, growers can pay labs, whatever, in this giant ecosystem, more people will hold the coin. It will create an entirely new group of buyers for the coin. And once we create the products to get it out to the consumers so that they can buy PotCoin and that there's very low transaction fees and the wallets are easy to use, yeah, I mean, there's no question that we can get this past $1. It's going to take a while. It's not going to be 6 months. We're here for the long haul. It could be years. It's probably going to be years. But hey, this is what we got into, and this is why we raised money, and we're here for the long haul. We're going to do this right.
Awesome, man. So that seems like a perfect way to end it. I know I said I'd let you go by 5:30, and we're a few minutes over. So I know you got another call to get onto. So yeah, thanks for coming and chatting to me on here, man. I'm sure we'll be speaking to each other all the time now. And go follow Alec on Twitter. It's Rochford Alec on Twitter, and it's not Alex as it says on the screen right now. Ignore that. It's a C at the end on X. And yeah, I think that's it. So check out all the stuff. Follow High on PotCoin. Follow me, Ironhammer5 on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, Google. You can find all the PotCoin accounts that I'm now behind. You can find everything online. I'm sure you all know where it is by now. Get on Reddit, have a chat with me, get on PotCoin Joint, get on all the cool places. If you're sitting out there watching and you're not involved yet, come and chat with people because it's just a fun, cool community to be in. And thanks to everybody who watches these videos because you're awesome and you're my favorite. So yeah, I said it. No problem, man.
I gotta get a British accent like you got going on. You sound way more intelligent than me.
Yeah, see, I was having this chat with Russell the other day as well when we were chatting on Skype the other day, and it kind of always seems like that to Americans. They always kind of say, "Oh, you're perfect to do a podcast or like a video or something because you've got a British accent. It comes across all professional straight away." And I'm like,
"That's right.
Was it really?" Whereas to me, like over here, we're so used to like all the movie trailers and stuff. They're all like coming next, like all American accents and stuff, and so to us it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of weird. Cultural differences across the Atlantic.
Nice.
So thanks for watching, everybody. You're all awesome. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Press like on the video if you liked this video. I'm sure you did. It was pretty awesome, I thought. And we'll see you all soon. I'm not sure who I'll have on next. I haven't got anything lined up just yet. If there's anybody out there you'd really like to see, then make sure to let me know, and I'll do my best to get them on and have them chatting. There's a few people out there who are a bit wary about coming on and showing their face and that kind of stuff, which I understand given the nature of the cannabis industry right now. That's fair enough. A couple of people tweeted about David Seaman and speaking to him or something earlier today, and he spoke to me the other day too, so there might be something happening there. I don't know. See what happens. Cool stuff going on. See you all soon. Take care. And I'm going to let Alec go and get on with what he needs to get done now. And I'm probably going to get to sleep because it's getting kind of late here. So thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.